Greetings and welcome back, Dapplings, to Rimworld. It has been some time since the fall of our last colony. A fall which I like to think of as chivalric, as honourable, kind of romanticised. They told stories about the fall of that colony. Of course, I am referring to the fact that instead of hiding behind the very well-defended line of guns that they had, I had the colonists charge out to the defence and almost certain doom of our visiting dignitaries. They were caught in the middle of a raid, and rather than just let them all die, our colonists charged out. And whilst I did suffer greatly in the comment section over that, I didn't really send them out hoping that they would die. I genuinely expected that we'd be able to pull through. We might lose a colonist or two, but damn it, it was honour at stake. You can't just let innocent visitors be ambushed in your own territory. No. It's a very Klingon way to die. They faced their death, and unfortunately death won, but they died with honour, and I'm fairly certain there were stories told about that colony. However, given that, I'm probably going to be making a colony with such lofty, noble ideals such as chivalry and honour, unlikely to get our colonists killed. I would recommend that you leave your dapperest self at the door for this one, and just let the coffee drinker inside us all embrace what's about to happen. Now, before we get started, I'm just going to cover the mods. You've seen these ones. The core is the actual base game. These are core libraries, basically helper functions and things like that for other mods. Now, we've got the EDB interface. That's a mod that I had running in from about the midway through the last Rimworld playthrough, all the way to the end. Just some sort of ease of living mods, just makes a bit of the information a little bit easier to find. We've also got the EDB Prepare Carefully mod. Now, this one specifically is going to allow us to be a little bit more specific in the way we set up our colony, or rather our first colonist, kind of like Dwarf Fortress. So this episode may well be largely setting up the colony and not too much of the playing of the colony. We'll have to see. Now, expanded prosthetics and organ engineering is also there. This mod allows us to build our own bionics and also to make some replacement organs and ultimately make better organs. This one is one I've tested out a little bit. I don't find that it's OP. There's quite a lot of investment involved in being able to make your own bionics, for example. And it just kind of expands that whole system a little bit in a nice way, in what I feel is a balanced way. And then redist heat. Redist heat is redistributing heat. It's basically a mod that gives us things like heat vents and ducts and industrial coolers and heaters. It's actually quite a cool one. There's a little bit more to the temperature system with that. So those are the mods that we're going to be using for this one. I will include links to the mods and where you can download them in the video description below. Now, we are going to create... we'll create a new world. I've got a couple of worlds at this point because I've been testing out mods and things. Now, as for the world, let's think. I'm going to glance over at the Dappling Steam chat room right now and pick a name out of there. That's as good a random name as any. Some random guy. There we go. And 827. There you go. Some random guy 827. You are now the seed for our world. May it be a wonderful world. It's actually quite a coastal world. Okay, fair enough. We're going to accept this. Just go. Yes. We are going to be going with Cassandra Classic on rough. Just, in my mind, this is the normal level that the game is meant to be played at. You can get it easier, you can get it harder, you can get it much harder, you can get it much easier, and shades in between. But I generally, when I'm playing to have a fun experience where it's going to challenge me, this is the one that I will go with. And I have no idea which... Oh, I guess, well, it'll be this one because of I totally didn't read the name of the world. Yed Prior. Okay, some random guy. Yed Prior is the world that you have selected. I'm thinking we should just select a random site and see what we get. There's no hills at all there. I mean, we could. It's a desert, it's flat. Slate and marble is there, but it's just not going to have any mountains. No. Let's not be completely silly. Oh, damn it. Can't I zoom in? Nope. Nope, I cannot. Scallywags. I'm going to have to use the mouse, sort of the arrow keys for this. We're just going to hit random a couple of times until I get something that I think is going to be workable. That one may actually be a little bit cold, but I'll work with it. Okay. Boreal forest, mountains, rainfall is 907 millimeters, granite and slate growing period is June to July. That is actually going to be tough. The average temperature is minus 10 degrees Celsius. That's in January. In July, it's 12.5 degrees, so it's still really biting cold even in the summer. The average temperature is just a tiny bit over freezing. I mean, we could give it a try. It's going to be very hard with food, though. Very, very hard indeed. Yeah, okay. We'll give this a try. This may be a very short-lived colony. Now, we have a couple of people, 3 here, but if we click on prepare carefully, we've got a lot more that we can do. You can even have more than 3 people, though it costs points. Now, you can use points, or you can turn them off, and then you can't really change anything, or you can. That really doesn't matter. It just lets you do whatever you want. But I kind of like having points much the same way as you do in Dwarf Fortress, for those of you who've played it before. Now, we're going to be going with 4 people. This is going to cost us a lot, but we're going to... right, we've got a male, age 28, chronological age is 803. He gets. We're going to go with a backstory that doesn't give us any incapables. Mechanoid nerd. Mitch grew up in Rimworld as the only child of a pair of mechanoid designers. They encouraged his interest in the machines. Eventually, he became obsessed with building his own. Unfortunately, this also led him to being a loner, as he preferred technical books to friends. Not very good with social, but it's pretty good with construction, crafting, and research. Military engineer. Mitch worked as an engineer for the colonial military. He got to play with weapons, murder drones, and other fun stuff. He specialized in repairing and modifying mechanoids too. Sometimes he tested them himself. Okay, that's kind of cool. He's a night owl, he's got a chemical fascination, and he's a brawler. I am going to be enforcing at least one perk, one trait, on all of my colonists. We'll get to that in a moment. But this one shall be Rilder. There we go, Rilder. Now, Kimmy, our doctor. Age 43. No. We're going to pull this down. Well, I don't want that young. Damn it. Stop being so sensitive. We'll have Kimmy at age 25. Just so that there's less likelihood of having bad bracks and that sort of thing. Let's go through. There we go. None. Medieval slave. Kimmy grew up pulling carts and digging holes on a medieval world. Simple manual labour is her oldest companion, along with the master's lash. She didn't learn to read until age 9. Glitterworld surgeon. Wow, she shaped up pretty good. Kimmy worked as a surgeon on a world mostly free of disease and human suffering. Her job mostly involved elaborate and creative cosmetic surgeries. She has a good understanding of human biology, but never had to remove a cancer or a bullet. Okay, well, fair enough. You've got green thumb, you're nervous, and you're cold tolerant. Not bad, not bad. I don't mind that one at all. Age 21, that's fine. Let's go for something that isn't incapable of anything. Herb World urchin. The Herb World. Ancient and deep industrial cityscapes bursting with humanity and poison. Bull grew up in the dark and wanted reaches of such a place. He had to fight for every scrap of food. Military Commissar. Bull was an internal spy master in an Imperial Army battalion. He made sure that the men were loyal and did not fall back unless ordered. This made him unpopular, but he gained great skill at detecting the slightest dishonesty. Did that actually affect anything? That may be his ability with social. That's why he's got a burning passion. Now, I can change these. If we end up with a lot of points left over, which I doubt we will, I may change some of them, but probably not too many. Fast walker and lazy, psychically dull. Okay, actually, Kimmy, let's get you a new name. You shall be looking to the names in the Steam chat room. Emily. So we've got Rilda and Emily. Bull shall be... Where are we? Unfortunately, I can't add the extra part. The name is Overlord. Excellent. It'll just have to be Overlord for now. And finally, Ben. Ben is 14. Wow. I think that's actually younger than I can make it normally. Ben, you're very, very young. You shall be a medieval lordling. Oh, my lord. Ben was a minor noble in an old kingdom on a medieval world. He grew up in a manor made of stone served by bowing lower classmen. Such a life teaches no technical skill and instills a lifelong aversion to manual labor, but Ben learned early the ways of social manipulation. And a Navy scientist. Interstellar warfare is won by technology, so Imperial navies are always on the peak of modern research. Even better, they have first access to transcendent artifacts because they find them in space. Ben worked in a Navy lab. So, a medieval slave and a medieval lordling. Perhaps you came from the same world. Perhaps there'll be a little bit of tension there as a result, but your name shall be... Dancelot. Sir Dancelot. That is actually their name, Sir Dancelot, which is why I picked it, because medieval lording. I mean, come on. Right, Green Thumb, industrious and psychically deaf. Now, I did mention that I'm going to be changing at least one quality. Oh, no, we don't want another one. That's okay, you can go. I didn't mean to click on that. What I would like to do is go to next, and here we can change some things. We've got a female Labrador Retriever. As much as I want a dog, and trust me, I do, I think it's going to be best early on if we don't. Also, we need to get rid of a lot of this silver early on, I think. I'm going to grab 2 extra medicine. We just don't want to bring this along. We've got 1 plasteel knife, a pistol, and a survival rifle. I would like another weapon. Oh, I mean, I'd love an assault rifle, but no. Let's see. We wouldn't mind... I mean, I could have another pistol, I guess, for 400. I could afford it if I drop all of this silver. Might do, actually. I might do. Or a peeler, for example. I could go for a bow as well. Longbow, though, if we're going to use any at all. Or great bow, ideally. Short bow. Are there great bows? There should be up here. 360. That's costly. But it has got a fantastic range. Absolutely bonkers range. Let's go back and quickly have a look. You've got not so good shooting. Not so good shooting. Pretty good shooting. Not so good shooting. So, there's only one person who's actually any good with a gun. But we've got a couple of people who might be able to improve. But mostly, it's melee. So, I could give you clubs and that sort of thing. It would definitely be an option. If I do, it's just going to be a basic one, though. A marble club, maybe. I mean, that's only 48. Limestone shiv. Plasteel knife is very expensive. More expensive than a pistol. No, we're going to have another pistol. So we're going to increase that. And drop a lot of our money. Let's try and get some of it back. So we can use it to shop for medical supplies as soon as we need to. There we go. So we've got 2 pistols, a rifle, and a plasteel knife. I'm sure we'll do okay. Now, there's nothing else that I really want here. So we're going to go back and we're going to change a few things. Now, I'm going to remove... Well, I could leave you with Brawler, and you could have your plasteel knife. +6 in melee, -6 in shooting. Or I could just drop this. Melee hit chance times 175%. But I'm thinking... Rilda has an intense fascination with chemical sources. Night Owl... Well, we could. I don't necessarily want to take away all of the negative traits, but at the same time... yeah. Is there... You have a taste for a certain something. Some people might give it a bad name, but you don't listen to those people. It's kind of why you left the world you came from. And along the way, you met this slave. She had been chased out of her manor when she was discovered gnawing on something that she probably shouldn't have been gnawing on. Possibly one of the nobles. And so you two travel together for a little while. And then you bumped into Overlord, a military commissar who, unfortunately, was running away. He'd gone AWOL. He'd been discovered committing certain atrocities against some enemy or another. Basically ate an entire town's worth of people. Very, very bad. The military tried to deny it. He is a wanted man. And finally, along the way, you bumped into Dancelot, who, after seeing Emily eating his cousin, it awoke a certain hunger in him, and he couldn't quite find any food to satisfy that terrible craving, and so he fled. This is going to be a rather bloody group of people. Yeah, don't expect any kindness here. This is pretty much Hills Have Eyes, the game. So let's get down there. This is also one of the reasons why I'm not particularly worried about where we're going to land and how cold it's going to be and how there's not going to be too much time to grow food, because food's basically going to deliver itself to us. The three of you awake in your crypto-sleep sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld, and are surprised when you step out of those pods to find that Dancelot basically stuck to the outside, just clung on through re-entry. Sheer force of will prevented him from burning up. What a guy. There we go. So, our four merriest of all merry cannibals have landed. Let's have a quick look at this area. Wow, okay. This is not a bad place. We've got a lot of mountain to dig into. Quite a lot of areas. Unfortunately, that's bad. Having all that kind of marsh right there, not the best thing. Gonna make it hard to wall off a good area. Also, the geotherm is all the way out there. There's another geotherm not too far away, and another one over there. Okay, well, that's actually not too terribly bad. Up here, though. Ooh. Oh, now that is nice. This is a very nice little area, because we could just wall this little tiny part off. Wall that part off, you know, whatever we need to do. Yeah, we just have to have a little bit of a wall there. And a big old wall down here. And we'd have all of this area to ourselves. It looks like some decent, rich soil there. That'll be good for growing on. Got just regular soil around here. Some lichen-covered dirt. Moss. Is that soil particularly good? I don't know. But this is rich soil, so that's going to be really nice. And up here, lichen-covered dirt. Okay, well, I think we know where we're going to be setting up. Right, well, the very first thing... Overlord, are you actually naked? No, you've got pants. Okay, good. Right. Let's see. Overlord, you're by far the best shooter. So you equip the rifle. Rilda, you are going to equip the plasteel knife. Dancelot, you're going to get one pistol. And Emily, you're going to get another pistol. Begin. Go equip yourselves. Right, okay. Now that's the first step. Now I want everything that we can see unrestricted. Also these. There we go. Where is the metal? There should be some. There we are. Okay, right. Well, we need to get up here. Now, we could make life easier for ourselves in a way by digging a little road up there. Because I'm not even sure that we can walk over this. Can we? Deep water, shallow. Yeah, we can't walk in deep water. So that's actually going to be a real pain in the bum to get up there. So I think one of the first things we're going to do... We've got some housing around here that we could quickly set up an area to live in. For the time being, while we just dig a little path up there so that we can access this place. And this will be our actual area. But for now, we just need some basic things set up. So let's get some furniture down. We'll use... well, we don't actually have anything stored, but we've got a lot of wood around. So we'll just make some very simple wooden beds. They'll only require 35 wood. This is a nice big room too, so... we'll have those set up like so. And we'll just drop in 2 wooden doors. There we are. That'll give them a place where they can actually duck down and sleep. Now, unfortunately, until we've got the path up there and we're actually over here, we're not going to be able to start growing, which is a bit of a pain. But the next thing I want to do is I just want to restrict certain types of behavior. We want to use my regular sleep pattern, so someone will hit the sack at about 10. The next person will go to sleep at midnight. Next person at 2 in the morning. The last person at 4. Now, joy, I found, doesn't tick down when you're asleep. So if you have... Now, previously I was assuming that it did, so I didn't want them to go to try to restore their joy, then sleep and lose it all. So if we do it like this, and we have them get some joy in just before going to bed, they'll wake up with that level of joy. So that will actually benefit everyone. In fact, what I could do is I could have all of them kind of have joy at the same sort of time, or at least have people kind of having some time with someone else. So they'll take their joy time at the same time. And they'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ah, it'll be really nice. I'll give them a chunk of time. I'm too good to you people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So 1, 2. And here as well. And there as well. I'm only going to force them to do some work some of the time. We'll grab all of the medical kits as well. And quick as can be, I need this mined out. It doesn't need to be a large path. 1 tile thick will do. Now, with restrictions done, we're going to set up the initial settings here. We've got doctor, 1 there, no. So you'll be a priority. You'll have priority of 2. Honestly, the others can have priority of 4. Patient is always priority 1. Flicking switch is always priority 1. Wardening, we've got a 5, 4, 3. You can have it on a 3. But you 2 will have it on 4. And you'll have it on 1. Mostly, I'm giving you a slightly higher priority simply because you've got decent skills there to help with that. And honestly, no one has terrible skills with wardening, which is nice to see. Definitely want you taking care of the animals. Same here. Wow, everyone actually has fairly good chance of working with the animals. You'll do it, but only if there's nothing else for you to do. Got someone who's good at cooking. 2 people who are relatively good at cooking, actually. Now, that'll be a top priority for Rilda. Overlord, Commissar will be... you can have it as a tertiary priority, and I just don't want you guys doing it at all. Hunting. Now, Overlord, I believe, has the gun. Emily and Dancelot both have guns. So the only person who's not allowed to hunt is Rilda. But Overlord will hunt as a priority. You'll both do it as priority number 3. Construction. Rilda, you're very good at it. I want you to pretty much do it all the time. You can both do... sorry, Dancelot can do it as a priority 4, actually. Growing. You've got a 4 skill. 4, 2... you can be our green finger then. Actually, someone has got a green finger. I think it was Dancelot. Green thumb. Dancelot has a passion for gardening. He gets a mood bonus for every plant he sows. Okay, Dancelot, you're going to be our farmer then. You'll get it as a high priority, and also plant cutting is a fairly high priority. Emily, you'll also join in, but Dancelot is definitely going to get it, even though he's got fairly low skill with it. I pretty much want everyone doing plant cutting at least at a priority 2. But Dancelot, you're actually going to do it as a priority 1. Mining. Oh man, that's really bad. Emily, looks like our surgeon is going to be our primary miner. Smithing and all of this sort of stuff isn't as important for me to worry about right now. So I'll just leave it set up as a tertiary priority for everyone. Unless you've got some sort of passion in it, in which case I'll make it a last priority. Now, cleaning is what I would prefer you working on as a second priority to anything else. Cleaning is really quite important. Finally, researching. You're very good at it. You're going to be our primary researcher, Dancelot. And you'll do it as a third. Sorry, as a secondary priority. Right, there we go. We should be good to go. Now then, in the meanwhile, we could just quickly set up a zone in here, just a stockpile zone, just to get some stuff inside. And it can store everything. Get to work, everyone. Chop, chop. Don't worry, we don't need to build a room. We've got awesome stuff going on over here. Now, this is not going to do particularly amazingly well for us because it's still going to be bloody cold. But at least we've got a roof over their heads. That's right. Just pull all of the good stuff in, especially the foods. Get everything in if you would be so kind. Emily, you crack on with that. Now, as soon as Emily's got through, we will be heading up. I could designate that for pickup, but honestly, I'd prefer them not to have to walk all the way down there. The space is almost full already. My lord. Well done, everyone. This is going to be making it much easier for us to get down there. Get all of this sort of stuff up here, rather, because they're going to have collected a lot of the stuff from all around here. That's right, Emily. Oh, you're doing very well. Oh, no. Emily. Why? Also, pause for a second. I want to check who else is going to do mining. Because it's one of those tasks that if you've got nothing else to do, I kind of want you doing it. If you literally have nothing else to work on, I would like you working on mining. I never want to see a colonist idle. If there's a colonist idle, it'll either have to be because we've got so many people that it's not possible to have more jobs for people to do. Or there's something gone horribly, horribly wrong. I just don't want to see idle colonists. There should always be something. Cleaning, at the very least, for someone to do. There we are. See? Good. Perfect. Once you're ready, you can go mine. Really? What are you collecting? Oh, all the way down here. Very well. Turn all of that on as well. Wow, we've got a lot of animals. We should actually be okay for animals. Ooh, is that plasteel? Yes. Fantastic. We've got a lot of animals, though. Quite a lot. I approve. Soon we'll be through there, and then we can start gathering all of this. I've got some things being collected, I imagine. You know what? Fine. I'll set these up. Since Emily is not going to be long before she's gone all the way through. We've got a lot of steel. 1,104 already. I was a little bit concerned about starting here, but I think we're going to do okay. Maybe. I mean, it's hard not to do okay when you can eat people. But, that being said, not everyone is going to be able to. I hope to get a lot of colonists in this playthrough. I'm not going to be rushing to complete the game. Even long after I have the ability to, I'll probably continue with this colony until it just stops being fun. And with the difficulty settings that we've got, hopefully that'll take quite some time. Now everyone's going to duck down. What's the time? Where's the time? 5th hour. Okay. Got a fair bit of food in there. People are probably going out to Whole Food. As soon as we're actually through here, I'll lay down some building plans. And then at that point, we're going to wrap up this first episode. Come on, Emily. We need your awesome mining skills. There we go. We're almost through. Come on, Emily. You can do it. Work harder. I'm sure you worked harder than this on the medieval world you came from. You clearly need to get Dancelot to give you a sound telling off for being so lazy. Damn it, Emily. What are you doing? Oh, you're chilling out. Well, okay. I will overlook it this once. But it looks like we're almost... Yes! Overlord! Thank you very much, Overlord. I approve. No, Overlord, I don't approve anymore! Really? You're just chilling? Well, you're going to go to sleep in a moment then. Alright, there we go. Yay! Right, so what we want is we want a growing area that basically follows all of this lovely, lovely rich sod. But we're not going to be quite that careful about the planning. Now, I want something grown very soon, and that is going to be Zerigium. We shall rename this Medicine. We then want a new growing zone for... Let's set this up. Now, the thing is, we're not going to have very much time to grow things. So, setting all of this up isn't actually as high of a priority as it normally would be. But we'll have some potatoes there. This one will just kind of step over the mark just slightly. This one will be set up for strawberries. Potatoes. And finally, so we've got medicine, some food. We'll also get... actually, we'll grow this out a little bit more. I was going to say we may as well grow some Devil Strand, but really there's no way we're going to get Devil Strand in time before it starts to die off because of the temperature. Though that said, it may simply be that it won't grow during the off months. It might not necessarily die, though. In which case, Devil Strand would be worth us having. And we've got a decent amount of food right there. Yeah, okay, we'll have Devil Strand. There we go. So that's our planting sorted out. Now we just need a place for them to sleep whilst they... Ooh. Please don't tell me that's going to be some sort of ancient evil room. That would be just my luck. But for the time being, we're going to want a simple little area for them to sleep in. We haven't got much wood right now, but we will have an awful lot of wood soon enough. So how about we make a big old room right here. In fact, let's put the door there, because then we can build things right up into the walls. And we'll mine out this room to the correct size. This is going to be one of the first rooms they're going to have. I just want to chop down all of the trees. In fact, I want all of these plants gone. Doesn't matter whether they're the right height or anything. Whether we're going to get anything out of it or not, basically. We will want storage up here. But for the time being, I think we can manage. But that is going to be the end of this episode. Slightly longer one than usual, because obviously we were setting up the colony as we went. Now, as we haven't yet named the colony in this, I am open to suggestions from the comments. Do leave me your ideas for how we go. There we are. Ah, it amuses me. Well, I'm not sure there's a way for us to get out of the way of this. But... we could possibly name it... let me see. I believe Rilda actually has a suggestion. So I'm just going to go and check. Okay, I have checked with Rilda. Rilda does have a town name in mind. Sorry, I would have given this choice to everyone else, but since I can't, like, save it here and wait however many days it's going to take for me to upload this, I'm going to have to go with that. So, Rilda has suggested New Camaraderie as the name of this town. It's a rather upbeat, positive name for a town that is comprised entirely of outcasts who were chased off their land because they like to eat people. But there we are. New Camaraderie has been named. And in the next episode, we're going to see how it starts to take shape. But that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed, and will be joining me for the next. But until then, and as always, Do take care.